Hi, and a huge welcome to Steve's Kitchen. I don't know if you've noticed these delicious gourmet crackers that are turning up all over the world in supermarkets. They look absolutely gorgeous and delicious. Here we've got the fig and black olive, but they have one thing in common, and that is that they're super expensive. I mean, you get a really small pack. This is about 100 grams, 3.5 ounces. They can be anywhere from $4 to $6. So if you're having a bit of a dinner party, before you've even gone and got your cheese or your charcuterie, you've actually possibly got sort of $20 worth of crackers. Now, I don't know about you, but I think that's crazy expensive. Luckily, we can make these at home for a fraction of the cost. If you have a look, here's the store-bought, here's my homemade. Both are absolutely delicious. This one is my cranberry and pumpkin seeds, and this is the one we're going to be making today. So come along, let's make these gourmet crackers. Now, ideally for this recipe, you want these little miniature loaf tins. I think they're about 5.5 inches, 2.5, probably about a couple of inches deep. It's not essential. You could probably do a larger version of this. Luckily, the rest of this is pretty simple. The ingredients for this is just all in the bowl and mix up. To make it nice and simple, I'm going to list all the ingredients down below for you. We start with our all-purpose flour, an equal amount of a wholemeal flour into a mixing bowl. We've got some flat oats or oatmeal, some compacted brown sugar, some sunflower seeds. I'm going for cranberries. You could use raisins, apricots, anything you like. Our seasoning, we've got black pepper, salt, cinnamon, rosemary, allspice, some thyme, and of course a bit of baking powder. Pop that in with our ingredients. 1 cup of milk and a 1/4 cup of Greek yogurt. And then we can mix all our ingredients up to a nice thick batter. Now check your batter is a similar consistency to mine. And then we're going to spoon our batter into our little mini loaf tins. Give them a little knock down. So you can see we filled it a little shy of the top of the tin. Now we need to bake these little loaves for about 25 minutes in an oven. I've preheated to about 180 degrees Celsius, 350 Fahrenheit, and they're going to rise and be like a perfect little loaf. Now when the little loaves come out of the oven, they're going to be super hot. I give them a little wiggle. Wow, that is hot. I'm going to pop them down onto a cooling rack. So once they've cooled down, we're going to wrap them in some plastic wrap, and we're going to put them in the freezer for about an hour to firm up. Not to actually solid freeze, but just to make them easier for us to slice. Now our little loaves are reasonably solid. Now I must stress, don't freeze them solid, because otherwise you're going to have to let them defrost a little bit before you can cut through them. But now they're fairly solid, we can slice these really thin, which is what we want. So we'll start with this end. We'll probably have a little salvage edge, so I'm just going to slice down through. You see that is quite firm now. And ideally, we want about 1/4 inch, maybe a couple of millimeters. We're just going to keep slicing down. So you can see there just how thin I'm cutting these. And we're just going to lay them out on a baking sheet. And now for the final bake. We're going to cook these at a low temperature, about 120 degrees Celsius, 250 Fahrenheit for about 50 minutes. So it's a little bit like a biscotti. When they come out, they're going to be super crisp and beautiful, sort of golden brown. Now, when you take the crackers out of the oven, let them cool down, you're going to end up with this beautiful big plate of gourmet crackers. And I can tell you, these are so delicious. But just look how many I've got there. I actually made a second batch up earlier today. So I've got a tin here that's almost half full. So if I take my shop-bought packet out, pop them on the tray there, and we make a comparison, this is about $4 or $5 worth of crackers. And I calculated, if I put the ones that are in the tin, that this is about $5 worth of crackers as well. And if I take one of my crackers and a little bit of this herby cream cheese and just spread it on there, we've got enough delicious crackers here to feed an army. I'm going to tuck in and give this a try. I know the shop-bought ones are great. Let's try mine. Let me just finish what's in my mouth. They are super crunchy and so delicious. Now the store-bought ones as well, by the way, are super crunchy. They're pretty hard. If you've got any reasons you don't want particularly hard crackers, just cook them a little bit less time and they'll be fine. I like them as they are. I hope you give this a try at home. Come up with some little combinations, different styles of crackers. Comment down below, share it across with everybody. so we can come up with some great gourmet crackers in the comments as well. Be good, and I will see you for another episode of Steve's Kitchen very shortly. Take care.